Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and now that my two obligatory informative training videos are done for the day, let's talk about current events in the online fitness community. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk a little bit about Mike Rashid's diet and supplement stack, because he doesn't want to talk about his other stack, which we saw here already. So he wants to talk about his supplement stack. Now some of you are going to go, hey Jason, why aren't you talking about Strap-On Destiny? Because I'm done with him. If he can't beat my strength challenges, what more is there to say? So we're going to talk about someone more important in the community, Mike Rashid. So Mike is down over 20 pounds. Now he's debating as to how much he weighs these days because he went into a doctor's office. Worried about his blood work. Now he's a young guy still, and he's really worried about his blood work. That's kind of interesting that a guy so young said in there, I was really surprised at my blood work. I think of myself as a fit guy. I didn't know I had cholesterol problems and blood pressure problems and everything else. And now he's working on it. You know, actually, I'm going to applaud that, because normally I say Mike doesn't set a good example for people, but actually in this case, I'm going to say just this once, he probably does. Because let's be frank here, when we look at health issues in this country, African American men are predisposed to heart disease, heart attacks, and diabetes at a very, very high rate. He needs to be looking after his health, getting blood work from his doctor, and he needs to be encouraging any of his followers to do the same. This stuff's not a joke. The diabetes and heart disease are not a joke at all. There's nothing funny about those. Nothing funny at all. But what is funny is Mike going there, having all these problems, worried about it now, and all of a sudden he's losing all this weight. He's getting weaker. He's getting weaker, but he can still pimp some supplements. But when I say weaker, you know, he was debating as to how much he weighed. He said, well, I don't know. I mean, my clothes were 220, so I'm probably 217, 218 there, but it was 220 at the doctor. So he keeps going back and forth, you know, when he was talking about this, as to how much he weighs or not, and whatnot. And, you know, he's saying, I'm keeping my muscle, I'm keeping my strength, takes his shirt off and everything, wants to show everybody that he still has some muscle, he's still lean, and that his health is improving, but, you know, that he's keeping his muscle. But then I went and watched a training video he did with Kai Green the other day, and I saw the weights he's throwing around. Anyone else watch that? Now, this is a guy who's supposed to be carrying a lot of muscle mass, supposedly benches over 400 pounds. Has over a 500-pound raw squat from running Bulgarian light. I don't know, he was trying to call it overtraining, but the term for that is Bulgarian light, is the training system he's doing. There's no overtraining involved. If you overtrain with it, you're doing it wrong. Overtraining will mess you up. Overtraining is a bad thing, but Bulgarian light is structured in a way to keep you from overtraining. So it's ironic he called it overtraining when he was running a training program that's designed to stop you from overtraining. Confusion, absolute confusion. I'll never understand what these guys are talking about half the time. You can't figure it out, especially if you know anything about training or exercise science. When you listen to any of these guys, you just have to go, what? But I watched the weights he's throwing around. Now this guy's supposed to be decently strong. He couldn't row anything. He couldn't behind the neck press anything. I think I didn't even look at the plate sizes. They were smaller than 45s. He was doing partials behind the neck with like 115 pounds. Doing rows with similar weights. They went to show a clip of him doing chin-ups, but we didn't actually see the pull-up, actually. We didn't see the pull-up top to bottom. We only saw part of the movement in the video clip. So you got to step back and go, what's going on here? This guy's getting weak as a kitten. Now, he's losing all this weight. There's already suspicion of the fake plates on the chest pressing. Then he goes and does a workout with a pro bodybuilder and no weights being moved at all. What's going on here? Is he keeping his muscle mass? I don't think so. Something's happening. He's losing it. He's losing strength. This whole fasting and eating one big meal a day, not going to do it for you. Not going to do it at all. Again, this is what we're seeing. He's losing weight dramatically, and you can't lose body fat as fast as he's losing it at the leanness he's at. Muscle mass loss has occurred. He has lost strength. Again, it's impossible not to lose muscle at his leanness at the rate that he's losing weight. It's impossible to not lose muscle mass. And again, a whole lot of it, he's cleaning his system out. because of the other stuff. Like I said before, his big source got busted. He knows he's being watched by the feds. He knows he's being watched by the feds. DEA, FBI, everybody else watching him over this stuff. He's probably scared to have any gear on hand. And I don't blame him, but he's going to play it off. He's going to play it off as, oh yeah, I'm intentionally losing weight. I'm looking after my health. And then, he does all of that, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate the fact that the guy can't use any gear right now. I can appreciate the fact he's worried about his health. But then he's got to go and pimp the supplement stack that's helping him. And we're looking, saying his blood work improved. Well, okay, you lose weight and come off of gear, yeah, your blood work's usually going to improve. Usually your cholesterol is going to improve a little bit. Your blood pressure is going to go down. You're not on a bunch of tren anymore. Of course it's going to improve. And of course, since you lost weight and you're eating more fiber and stuff, yeah, your blood work's going to look better. That's common sense. Anyone can tell you that who knows anything about anabolics, and anyone who knows anything about nutrition. Yeah, of course your blood work got better. But and he wants to pimp his supplements in there, saying, this shows that these supplements work. One of his, whatever his superfoods. Well, the question I would ask people, again, where do people get this idea that if you're eating as many vegetables and stuff as he is, that you need to supplement any vitamins or minerals at all? You don't need any superfoods, anything else added in. You're probably exceeding the RDA on a lot of your stuff. And here's the thing. We know from the data out there that excessive amounts of vitamin C intake and vitamin E intake, again, if you're having to add a bunch of stuff to your diet like that, if you're already eating a bunch of green vegetables, you're probably getting excessive amounts. We've seen that blunts training response. Athletes shouldn't be doing that. But he's pimping these products, and it's like you're eating a ton of vegetables. You shouldn't be deficient in anything. There's nothing in these superfoods that's going to help you. And then he's talking about, then I've got my Alpha Vegan. Alpha Vegan. That almost sounds like a contradiction in terms, but I'm going to leave that alone because I've experimented with veganism. Alpha Vegan. And he points out it's got branched chain amino acids and glutamine in it. Why? What good is that? What have the studies on glutamine showed us over the years? It's almost a useless product to consume. Glutamine has medical purposes, but the medical purposes for which it is prescribed in the hospital have nothing to do with any benefit to you as the average person. In fact, I can assure you the average person who's healthy and fit and athletic and lifts weights isn't going to get those health benefits from it. Go do some research on glutamine, and I don't mean supplement research. Go look at the medical research, not what supplement companies are putting out. Branched chain amino acids. He said he's getting enough protein. He's probably getting at least 100 grams of protein a day. What do we know is the requirement to gain muscle mass? 1 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. He weighs about 100 kilos. If he's getting over 100 grams of protein a day, he should have no trouble. What's the newest studies we've seen on leucine and branched chain amino acids show? Anybody? They don't do anything for nitrogen retention or muscle growth for people who take sufficient protein. In other words, people who are eating like 50 grams of total protein a day, those are the people who are going to benefit from branched chain amino acids. But they could also just eat more protein and get the same benefits. It's only useful to people who are protein deficient. So what's the point? Why does he need to pimp this? Overtraining Stack. There's nothing that you can take as a supplement that's going to help you if you reach overtraining syndrome. You're in trouble. You're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to lose strength. Your immune system's going to be compromised. Your blood work's going to get worse. Overtraining, as documented by not sports therapists, but sports physicians, to make your blood work look worse. Your blood pressure goes up, your health markers deteriorate, everything deteriorates when you reach an overtrained state. So I don't know what he means by overtraining stack or whatever he's calling it, this supplement. It's not going to help you if you overtrain. Again, this guy is a complete moron. It's like you have to wonder what in the hell this guy's thinking or where he gets his information sometimes. I mean, just the sheer stupidity coming out of his mouth. And guys, I had to work really hard right there not to cuss. I've been trying to work on cursing less because I want to be a better role model for the younger guys who do watch. I'm trying to set a little bit better of an example, so I've brought my profanity down a notch. I've done that. I brought it down a notch, and it was really hard to get through that spiel without cussing out. But, here's the thing. I went to look at his stack, and he put the link down below. I clicked on the link, and it was on sale for like $120, $123 or something. On sale. A supplement stack for $123. Are you serious? Are you serious? You mean there's people out there who pay that much for supplements? Like, I knew people were stupid, and I knew these people had gullible, naive followers, but there's really people shelling out $120 for a supplement stack? You know, when I see that, I honestly sometimes regret being as honest as I have been. I sometimes regret being as ethical as I have been on YouTube, because when I know there's people stupid enough to pay $120 for a useless supplement stack, it makes me sometimes wish that I had gone over to the dark side and pimped this stuff. I sometimes wish that. I mean, because at a certain point, you just have to go, man, I mean, yeah, they're ripping people off. Yeah, they're conning people, but if people are just that willfully stupid that they can be convinced that easily. But then I step back and I say, you know what? That's still not right. It's not right to be taking advantage of naive kids. They don't know any better. And then I realize that I made the right choice. But I do have my moments of temptation there. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I have my moments of temptation where I wish I had done that, had gone the other route. But you know what? At least the other way, I can live with myself. That I'm not out here pimping and shilling this stuff. And it just amazes me that the guy's going to do all this. He's going to come off gear. He's going to lose a bunch of weight. Going to add more fiber and stuff to his diet that he knows he needs to do to improve his health. He knows his blood workers are looking bad. He knows he's not getting younger. He's not my age, but he's getting up there. He doesn't want to die and have a heart attack. But then he's got to flip it around and throw the supplements in as if they were helping in any way. The sheer audacity of it. And then people wonder, why are you hating on this guy? I'm hating on the guy because look at what he's doing. He's ripping people off. He's conning people. He's a two-bit con man and hustler. And yeah, that needs to be called out. And all of these con men on YouTube need to be called out for trying to sell products, garbage products, overpriced garbage products that people don't need. They're just ripping people off, right and left. And most of the guys on here are doing it. Most of the guys on here are doing it. Whatever happened to just giving people good advice and good information and a little bit of entertainment? Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.